Hello friends, so here we go with a projection of solids. Okay, so in the previous one we have taken one square prism, okay, where edge is inclined. So here we'll take one more type of a solids where a pentagonal pyramid 25 mm sides and 60 mm axis line rests HP on one of its edges of the base. Okay, so draw the projection of the pyramid when the axis is inclined at 40 degree to the HP and 30 degree to the VP. So here the key word is axis is inclined. So the things to be noted here are, okay, so we have a pyramid, very important, okay, and it is resting on the edge on HP. Okay, it's a 25 mm. Okay, so next its axis length is 60 mm. Next, axis is inclined to the HP. Okay, so at an angle of 40 degree. An angle of 40 degree. Okay, again the axis is inclined to the VP at 30 degree. Okay, so this is very important. Where these type of axis inclined we call as a locus line problem. Locus line problem, where you need to find the beta angle. Okay, means the inclined angle is somewhat different, and the angle which is appears to you, to the observer, is different. Okay, so we need to find that one. So here important again stress is on axis is inclined. Axis is inclined means a locus line. Okay, so now to start with, so we have a pentagon pyramid. Okay, so again you should be able to divide the space in a proper way. Okay, so this is VP, this is HP. So the pentagon resting on the edge, so we'll take here, as we have already discussed in the introduction video also, the resting side towards to the right side. Okay, so we'll take a edge, then we'll take 72 degree from both the corners. So you can take directly 25, or else you can drop a line, then cut an arc also. So whichever you feel easy, just follow that one. So it saves the time. Okay, so then take the same length and from each end cut an arc. Okay, so we can write now this is A, B, C, D and E. Okay, so as already we have seen, okay, so this is a pentagon pyramid. Okay, so these lines, okay, which are joining to the corner should be dark. That is the main difference between a prism and a pyramid. We have already told in the introduction also. Okay, that should be very careful. If not, you will not be in a position to differentiate the things. So here we have a thick line which joins to the center to the corner. Okay, and we have only one pentagon face. Okay, so naming is only A, B, C, D. Okay, you can see only those pink lines are the boundary for a pentagon. Okay, so now to locate the center, we know we need to drop the bisector. So 12.5. Okay, so to the center. So once this one is done, make the lines dark from each corner to the center. Like this. This is a very important thing to be noted here. Okay, so means we locate the center. Okay, and we'll be having a dark line from the center to the each corner. Okay, that is what we call as a slant edges. So we'll write this naming as O in the bracket O1. O in the bracket O1. Okay, so now to construct the pyramid in the front view, okay, just take the projections from the center and from each corner. Okay. Till here. Now first you need to say this is A dash in the bracket B dash. Okay, so this is O1 dash. Okay, so this is E dash in the bracket C dash, and this is a D dash. Okay, so now the axis length is a 60 mm. So the projection which you have taken from the center line, so from there you need to drop a 60 mm up, that is the axis line. So already we have shown how to draw the axis line also. Okay, so this one is done, so join from the apex to the outer line and the baseline, and again boundary. Okay, and the last one with this corner. Okay, so it looks like this. So then drop the projection here, dimension, and this is a 60. Okay, very important. So for any pyramid, you just take the projection from the center to the xy line, then you extend the axis according to the given axis length, then join to the corners, because the axis length is different and the slant edge is a different. So this is a O dash, so this is the slant edge. Okay, so once this much is done, you just make sure that you're going to do the dimension, or else you lose the marks for that also. Okay, so next they have given the axis is inclined at 40 degree to the HP. So as I already mentioned in the previous problem also, when we take the reference point, okay, always take from the left side. That's the base inclination, that is 90 minus given angle. Okay, so it will be 50 degree. So first to take a 50 degree from the left side. Okay, keep in mind 90 minus given angle, that is 50 degree. So now you just drop a line here, because see already we are told, see in a prism, okay, so the edges will be parallel to the axis. So if you take the any edge inclined, so it will be obviously default means the axis is inclined, but it is not same with the pyramid. Okay, where the slant edge is like a inclined to the axis line. So always it is preferable to have the base inclination. Okay, so once this one is done, so you just take the A dash B dash length till to the D dash and just cut one, then one more reference, that is E dash C dash, one more line, then the axis line. Okay, so we can write, so this is A dash B dash. Okay, so this is O1 dash, so this is E dash C dash, and this is a D dash. Okay, so when this one is done, again from A dash to the O dash, A dash to the O dash, again from O dash to the D dash, from D dash to the O dash. Okay, so when this one is done, just join the boundaries. Okay, and you this axis line you just extend till to the x final. Okay, so now you just keep a protractor here and measure, so you will get a 40 degree. So now write the inclination, write exactly here. So this is 40 degree. Don't write here, okay, because if you measure here, the inclination is around 60 degree. So that's wrong. So you need to take a base inclination, that is minus 90 minus given angle, that is 40 degree. You take a 50 degree from the left side again, okay. So very important one. Then you will get this axis inclination 40 degree, okay. That's a very important thing. So here it's O dash. That is what normally people will do the mistake while taking projection of the pyramids. So next, to take the projection, so rightmost and bottommost, and we'll join all these horizontal projections. Okay, so this is O, so O is here, so we'll write this is O. Okay, so O1 is on this line, so O1 is here. Okay, so on this AB, so here we have this is A, this is B. Okay, so here we have a E and C. Okay, so here we have E and C. See, while dropping the line itself, it better you mark the naming. So later you will not find any difficulty to mark that one. Or else what we'll do, you will drop the lines, then again you will go on searching for the names. Okay, so when this one is done, now we are viewing from here. Okay, so viewing from here means you can see like this is OD. OD is visible. Okay, so O is here. Okay, so D is here. Okay, so that is visible. So you just mark that dark line. Okay, so already I said that, see, once we drop the dark line, below that whatever the edges connecting will be the dotted. Say for example AB. Okay, so AB is a dotted. Okay, so AB will be dotted. So once this is dotted, see, now the connecting lines will be dotted. Okay, so E to A and E to B will be dotted. Okay, or else you can say the resting edge is always invisible, so we can drop that one with the dotted line. Okay, so now if you say from A, okay, so O to A will not be the boundary because O to E is outside. You can see O to A is here, O to E is here, so O to E will be the boundary. Okay, so once you stand to the B, so obviously it will go to the either to the EA is already dotted, so next it will go to the D, so D is a boundary. Next from D to the C will be the boundary. Next, so if you stand at B, O to the B will come inside, O to the E is going outside, so O to the C will be the boundary. Okay, so once this one is done with the dark line, so now these lines will go below these dark line, so obviously that will be dotted. Okay, so like this. Right, so O2 O1 is anyhow it is merged with the OD, so you need not to worry. Just say like there is a O2 D, O2 O1. Okay, you just take O and O2 O1, you just measure. Okay, so how much you are going to get? It is 45. You just mark that one. It is required, so it is 45. Okay, so O2 O1. Right, so now we have the first axis length as a 60 and the second axis length as a 45. Okay, so as we said, it's a locus line problem because the length of the axis will change from first to the second position. So now they have given it is inclined at 30 degree. So first thing, take any one reference point. Okay, so take a 30 degree first. Take a 30 degree. Okay, see the angle notation should be proper and it should be aligned to the curves. Okay, whatever the curves we are going to do. So first we need to take the axis line O to O1. Don't take O to AB. Okay, so take a O to O1, that's a 60. Okay, so from any reference point here, just cut on the 30 degree line. So now this is our O. Okay, so once this one is done, just drop one horizontal line. Okay, so now take the second line, that is 45 O to O1 with the same reference point, cut on the horizontal line. Okay, so now this is our O1. Okay, so from O1 through the O, just drop a line to the XY. Just we need to measure the angle. Okay, so it is coming around 45. Just write it. So this is 445. So we will get a beta is equal to 45 degree. That is the answer you should write when it comes to the problem, right? So now we have O to O1 and you have to reconstruct this pyramid on this one. Okay, so now you see O1 D is on the same line. You just measure from O1 to D how much. Okay, first thing, so it is coming around 17. So keeping the scale on the same O1 line. Okay, so from O1 you just mark a 17. So till here, so this is our D. So we got a O1 D. So we need to trace these things. Okay, for that one what we'll do, from D, okay, we'll measure vertical distance to the exterior ends. Okay, so from D it is coming around 20. Okay, so here also it is coming around 20. Okay, so we need to have a 20 perpendicular line. Okay, from D, 20 and 20. Okay, so now you measure this distance. Okay, so it is around 28. Okay, means from each end it is 28. So 28 from each end, so 28. Okay, so if you drop it here, so we'll get one like a rectangle like this. All right, so now you got a one exterior point. So now once you marked with this one, so now you just see there are 1 2 3. So already we have two lines, so you just measure from D to C. It is coming around 11. Okay, so from B to C it is a 11. So here also it is a 11. Okay, so now just drop a line like this. So now we got a C and E. So we need to find out where exactly this AB will come. Okay, so AB will be coming from this side. Okay, we have taken it's a reverse. Okay, so 11 should be from this side. That is a D end. Just this one. Okay, so from here to here, this is what we got 11. So we need to take a 11 from this end. Okay. Okay, so on this one, so we'll get D. So we are going to take a reverse like this, means this will be E and this will be our C. Okay, So now measure from C, okay, to the A. So that will be coming on this line itself. Okay, so we need to just mark. So how much is the B? How much is the B from this end and this end? Okay, so now this is our A, this is our B. Okay, now join. Oh, sorry, that should be dotted line. As it is there in the second position, same as that one, you just replicate. So this is the dark line. Like this. Okay, so now just we'll see once again how we did. Okay, so what we did, we have taken O1D, okay, O1D on a line, then from D we dropped one perpendicular line like this. Okay, so where we measured this one and this one, okay, that will come around 25 and 25, and from there we measure this distance. Okay, so this distance, and we dropped a line, and from D we have taken a reference C. Okay, from D we have taken a reference from the corner 11 11, and just we cut an arc. Okay, and from this line, either from the corner, because we know the corner properly, so from the corner you can take, or you can take from the O line also. So just cut an arc, you will get the base. From there you just drop the outer lines. This is how exactly it is visible. So now we are seeing from here. Okay, so we are seeing from here, just to drop the projection line, we will take the topmost and the rightmost. Okay, so E, so then we have 1D, so we have A till XY line, so we have B till XY line, so this is A dash, so this is B dash. Okay, so we'll have a C, and then we'll have a D, then we'll have O1. Okay, so then we have a O. So this is our O dash. Okay, so then we'll take the horizontal projection. So we have a D, so D point is here, so you just stop it here. So this is our D dash. Okay, so then we have a E and a C. Okay, so last line, so we have E here. Okay, so this is E, and this is C dash. Okay, so next we got A, B, C, D, E, and we want to have a O1. So O1 is here. So this is our O1 dash. Okay, so once we are seeing from here, as already we said, face nearby is always visible. So A, B, C, D is visible. You just mark B to C, so B to A, then A to E, then E to B, then C to D. Okay, So when this one is done, from O to B, it's a boundary, and B to E, it's a boundary. Okay, so when this one is done, from here, if you see from here, C is nearby, so O to C is visible. Okay, so when this one is dark, okay, the line which is going below will be dotted here, and one more here. Okay, so next O to O1. So it is coinciding with the O to E line. So this much we can do it in the front view. Okay, so when we see from here, okay, so be careful, the whole base will be visible, the whole base is visible, then the boundary, okay, then you see the C corner, so C is here only, so near to the observer, visible. So when that one is done, already we know, so if you have one dark line, so below that one will be a dotted line itself. Okay, we can't have a two dark line which are crossing each other. Okay, so this is how exactly we can do for a pyramid. Okay, important thing to be remembered. So once we draw any base, okay, so from each corner to the center, it should be a dark line, that is a slant edges. Then in the front view, you have to take the center line, then you have to extend the axis line, then you have to join the corners. That's a very important one. Next thing is, whenever you are taking the inclination, you have to take the left side, that is a base inclination, that is 90 minus given angle. If they have given 40, you have to take a 50 degree, that is 90 minus 40 is a 50 degree, 50 degree from the left side. Then you have to take the project the pyramid. Okay, so this is how exactly we can complete the things. Okay, so suppose if it is appears to be, okay, if they say like the axis is appears to be, okay, so you need not to take a locus line, that is 60 degree and all. So once you drop a 30 degree, you take directly this 45 degree, cut on that 30 degree and replicate the projection. You need not to find what is a beta and all in that case. Okay, thank you.